Could it be that in the skies of Asia, a more affordable fighter jet could challenge the status of established stars, and even shift the strategic balance of an entire nation's air force? This is no fantasy, but a reality unfolding in Indonesia. Not long ago, rumors swirled that this archipelago nation would embrace China's J-10 fighter, particularly favoring the J-10C variant that had distinguished itself in border air combat under Pakistan Air Force Command. However, a January 13 Reuters report sent shockwaves through the calm waters. Indonesia's defense minister and Pakistan's Air Force chief were engaged in serious discussions to procure 40 JF-17 Thunder fighters in one go. This dramatic shift caught countless observers off guard. After all, given the Indonesian Air Force's budget constraints, simultaneously maintaining the Rafale, Kh-10, F-16, and Su-30 fleets was already considered extravagant. Adding both the J-10 and JF-17 to the mix seemed an impossible task. So what force has shifted Indonesia's focus from the dazzling J-10 to this cost-effective lightning bolt, jointly developed by China and Pakistan? First and foremost, the core lever behind any military procurement is always the cold, hard numbers, price. Indonesia's Air Force shopping cart in recent years has been nothing short of extravagant. In 2022, it splurged $8.1 billion to order 42 French Rafale fighters, then extended an olive branch to Turkey, committing to 48 Kh-47B stealth fighters. Such extravagant spending would strain even resource-rich nations, let alone Indonesia with its limited defense budget. When initial reports surfaced about its interest in the J-10, Indonesian officials privately hinted they hoped to acquire used J-10s to cut costs, a clear indication of their tight budget constraints. In contrast, the JF-17 Thunder is positioned as a highly efficient, low-cost light multi-role fighter. Its unit purchase price and full life cycle operating costs are significantly lower than those of medium-weight fighters like the J-10. For Indonesia, already burdened by the long-term financial commitments of the Rafale and Kh-22 contracts, choosing the JF-17 represents a more pragmatic financial balancing strategy. This means it can expand its fighter fleet more rapidly with limited funds to address increasingly complex air defense challenges in the region. However, cost alone wouldn't have made the FC-1 stand out in the fiercely competitive international arms market, especially given the J-10C's proven combat performance. Here, we must mention last year's globally shocking May 7 air battle, where the Pakistan Air Force's J-10C achieved overwhelming results thanks to its superior avionics and PL-15V ultra-long-range air-to-air missiles. This air battle undoubtedly left a profound impression on potential global buyers, including Indonesia. They seek precisely that kind of long-range strike capability capable of defeating an enemy in a single blow. The JF-17 Block 3 fighter exemplifies low cost without compromising capabilities. It incorporates advanced avionics architecture from 5th-generation fighters, featuring an active phased array radar and robust data link systems. Most crucially, it retains the capability to integrate and launch PL-15V medium-range air-to-air missiles. This means the Indonesian Air Force can acquire an air combat system capable of beyond visual range deterrence, and even matching more expensive fighters in certain aspects, without paying the full price of the J-10CE. In Indonesia's eyes, the JF-17 Block 3 may well be a viable alternative to the J-10CE, offering comparable performance at a higher cost-effectiveness ratio. It can effectively enhance Indonesia's territorial air defense and air superiority capabilities, particularly in countering aerial threats during potential regional conflicts. Beyond the trade-off between price and performance, deeper strategic and diplomatic considerations may be the hidden driving force behind Indonesia's choice. Modern military procurement is never merely a simple commodity transaction. It serves as a litmus test for trust and strategy between nations. Indonesia has long pursued a comprehensive independent foreign defense policy, sourcing weapons globally, from Russian Sukhoi to American F-16s and French Rafales, to avoid dependence on any single nation during critical moments. As a major Muslim nation, Pakistan shares natural religious and cultural affinities with Indonesia. These bonds often translate into greater reliability in political and security cooperation. Importing the JF-17 Thunder, already with a fully established domestic production line in Pakistan, means its supply chain is less vulnerable to third-party political interference or sanctions. This provides Indonesia with another relatively stable and controllable weapons source, further diversifying its defense security risks. Looking deeper, the JF-17 fighter is the fruit of Sino-Pakistani strategic cooperation, with its airframe, avionics, and weapons systems deeply integrating the technological and industrial strengths of both nations. For Indonesia, selecting the FC-1 represents a shrewd diplomatic move that kills two birds with one stone. It is not merely a weapons purchase from Pakistan. Through this transaction, Indonesia simultaneously strengthens its strategic partnership with Pakistan, a key regional Islamic nation, while substantially deepening its defense cooperation ties with China. This collaboration implicitly signifies recognition of China's aviation industry standards and systems, opening doors for deeper future technical cooperation. By contrast, a straightforward purchase of the J-10 would have confined cooperation primarily to the bilateral Indonesia-China relationship. In today's increasingly complex Indo-Pacific geopolitical landscape, the added value of simultaneously strengthening ties with two key nations through a single project cannot be captured by mere comparisons of fighter specifications. Indonesia likely recognized the dual strategic significance behind the FC-1, gaining two additional pieces on the long-term geopolitical chessboard. Therefore, Indonesia's shift from considering the J-10 to favoring the FC-1 is neither impulsive nor based on the FC-1's perceived superiority in absolute performance over the J-10. It represents a meticulously calculated, comprehensive assessment, a delicate balancing act between budgetary constraints, combat capability development efficiency, supply chain security, and maximizing geopolitical interests. It reflects the typical approach of modern middle powers in building their defense systems, not seeking the most expensive or cutting edge, but the most suitable, reliable, and strategically beneficial. The FC-1 fighter arrived at the right time, and with the right positioning on the Indonesian Air Force's list of options, becoming the optimal solution to fill gaps in their fleet structure, enhance combat capabilities, and expand strategic space. Should this potential 40 aircraft order materialize, it would mark not only a milestone victory in the JF-17's export history, but also a vivid demonstration of China's aviation industry export model and win-win cooperation approach. It proves that the competitiveness of a successful modern fighter extends far beyond flight performance alone, becoming deeply embedded within the fabric of international politics and strategy.